Good evening, how are you? Okay? Are you ready? I bet you're ready for some terra firma, aren't you? Do you know what I mean? Solid ground, it's coming, don't worry, it's coming. And there's a few things to tell you just at the end of the show. But right now, everybody, I've got to the great privilege and pleasure to bring to the stage this young man. Now, not only is he running our choir for us this particular cruise, but on top of that, tonight he's here to give you the talent that he has. And it's immense. He has a most amazing voice, and he's one of the nicest people walking the planet. And I can assure you, tonight you're going to enjoy his personality for sure, but I know you definitely are going to enjoy the voice. So I know there's not that many of us. I know the ship's rocking. It's not easy to sing under these conditions, especially like he does. But will you do me a favour? Would you put your left hand to the right one, and let's get them together and make him feel good. Come on, get it up there. Come on, everybody, let's go for it. And welcome, Nevin. Come on.
Come on. Oh, love, I just can't handle it the same. Oh, love, I must get around to it. I ain't ready. Please, a little thing called love. On the same. Oh, love, it cries in the cradle all night. It jives, shakes all over like a jellyfish. I like it. Please, a little thing called love. There goes my baby. She knows how to rock and roll. She drives me crazy. She gives me hot cold fever. She leaves me in a cold, cold sweat. Gotta be cool, relax, get hip, get on my tracks, take a back seat, hitchhike, take a long, long ride on my motorbike until I'm ready. Crazy little thing called love. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, Eclipse Orchestra. Come on, Oleg, let's go, buddy. Woo! Relax, get hip, there you go. Get on my tracks, take a back seat, hitchhike, take a long, long ride on my motorbike until I'm ready. Crazy little thing called love. There goes my baby. Woo! She knows how to rock and roll. She drives me crazy. She gives me hot cold fever. She leaves me in a cold, cold sweat. Get on my tracks, take a back seat, hitchhike, take a long, long ride on my motorbike until I'm ready. Crazy little thing called love. 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 All right. Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is David Nevin, and I am proud to say I am a Canadian dairy farmer. Yeah. That's right. I grew up on a dairy farm outside of Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, and tonight's musical journey is going to start right there on that dairy farm. I remember very well waking up at 5:30 in the morning, every single morning, going out to milk those cows. And I'll tell you something, I used to sing to those cows. I really did. I'm not afraid to admit it. But I will tell you something. A performer never, ever, ever forgets the very first time he's ever mooed by an audience. That's very terrible. Now, a lot of you out there probably think that I'm going to try to milk that joke, but I'm not going to. No, no, no. We're going to keep this journey just moving on down the line. Terrible. Thank you for not laughing. Those are awful jokes. But that's why I'm not a comedian. Now, we had a radio in the barn, and that radio played country music 24 hours a day. And that's the music that I grew up with. But back then we grew up with the legends. We grew up with George Jones, Willie Nelson, Johnny Cash, to mention a few. But there's one guy, one gentleman, he sort of changed the country music industry forever. That man's name is Garth Brooks. You know? Alright. And this is one of his songs. Laid it all on my roots. I showed up in boots and ruined your black tie affair. The last one to know, the last one to show, I was the last one you thought you'd see there. And I saw the surprise and the fear in his eyes when I took his glass of champagne. I toasted you, said honey, we may be through, but you'll never hear me complain. 'Cause I got friends in low places where the whiskey bound and the beer chases my blues away. And I'll be okay. Yeah, I'm not big on social graces. Think I'll slip on down to the oasis. Oh, I've got friends in low places. Well, I guess I was wrong. I just don't belong. Then I've been there before. Everything's alright. I'll just say goodnight and I'll show myself to the door. Honey, I didn't mean to cause a big scene. Just give me an hour and then I'll be as high as that ivory tower that you're living in. 'Cause I got friends in low places where the whiskey drowns and the beer chases my blues away. And I'll be okay. Lord, that's low. Yeah, I'm not big on social graces. Think I'll slip on down to the oasis. Oh, I've got friends in low places. Yeah, sing with me, you know it. Oh, and I'll be okay. Now I'm not big on social graces. Think I'll step on down to the oasis. So I've got friends in low places. Thank you very much. Like I said, ladies and gentlemen, I'm a proud Canadian. Any Canucks in the house? Just like Canada, really sort of spread out. And even though I am Canadian, I have a very strong UK background. Brits, you got some Brits? Yeah. My grandmother was actually born in Devon. Yeah, all right, excellent. And my great-grandfather was born in... No, I'm not going to tell you where he was born. I'm going to tell you what his last name is, and you're going to tell me where he was born. His last name was Jones. That's right, he was a proud Scotsman! No, that's very true. He was born in Wales, yes. And in fact, about 10 days ago or so, I actually spent a week in Wales. I went back to where my great-grandfather was born, a town outside of Cardiff called... I was told to pronounce this carefully. Caerphilly! Yeah, so my grandfather's from Caerphilly. Really? Wow, home of the Caerphilly cheese, yeah? That's why my family always has heart problems. With the cheese. Anyway, so yes, I spent some time in Wales, and then of course I came back to Southampton. Southampton I've actually gotten to know fairly well over the last few years because, well, the Eclipse is docked there in its European season. So I've gotten to know Southampton really well, and I feel like I've hit most of the highlights of Southampton. let's see, I've been to Asda, I've been to Tesco's, I managed to get to Poundland, you know this place? I didn't. I walked in there and I asked the guy, what is this all about? And he said, everything's a pound. And I said, excellent, sounds like a really, really good deal. I slid him a pound and said, I'll take the whole lot. And he didn't like me very much. No, he didn't. But I do actually like Southampton a lot. They've got some nice parks and restaurants and that sort of thing, really, really close to the ship. And I found this little jewel just off of the high street. It was a second-hand shop, actually. The reason that I like this second-hand shop is that they have a very, very nice vinyl collection. So I was flipping through the vinyl collection and I pulled out this one album. It looked like a kind of a cool cat on the front of it. It was a greatest hits album. It wasn't mine. It was a greatest hits album. And I asked the guy, I had no idea who this fellow was on the album cover. So I asked the clerk, I said, so do you know who this guy is? And he looked at me like I was absolutely mad. He said, yes, of course I know who that is. So I said, is he any good? And he actually laughed at me. He said, no, he's not good. The man is great. Now, you said that there were some Brits out there, yeah? You're going to know exactly who this guy is. He's a fellow by the name of Matt Monro. Yeah, so since I was introduced to Matt Monro, I've learned a few things about him. He was a wonderful, wonderful singer. He had a very different sort of job. They called him, he was a bus driver. They called him the singing bus driver. I learned that he left us way too early. He was 55 years old when he passed away, way too early. And I also learned that Frank Sinatra absolutely idolized this guy. I thought he was just the best thing. In fact, Frank Sinatra nicknamed Matt Monro the British Sinatra, which is the biggest seal of approval I think you could possibly get. Frank Sinatra did not just hand out compliments willy-nilly. So I've actually become a fan of this, and I was wondering if maybe tonight I could sing a Matt Monro song for you. Yeah? Excellent. All right, Ruslan, let's start this one. You're gonna know it. It wasn't his greatest hit, but it was one of them. Walk away, please go, before you throw your life away, life that I could share for just a day. We should have met some years ago. For your sake I say, walk away, just go. Walk away and live a life that's full, with no regrets. Don't look back at me, just try to forget. Why build a dream that cannot come true? So be strong, reach the stars now, walk away, walk on. If I heard your voice, I beg you to stay. So don't say a word, just run away. Goodbye, my love. My tears will fall now that you're gone. I can't help but cry, but I must go on. I'm sad that after searching so long, knew I loved you, but told you, walk away, walk on. Thank you very much. Is it just me or are we moving a little bit? I think we're moving. So let me ask you this question. How many people are actually really, really excited to be stepping off the ship tomorrow in the middle of New York City? Yeah, I know. I'm really looking forward to dry land, stable land. This is kind of getting to me a little bit. I thought that as we're docking in New York City, I thought it might be a good idea to put together a medley of songs by one of New York's finest and favorite sons. So I picked a guy, you probably know, probably heard of him. His name is Billy Joel. Yeah, so put together a medley of songs by Billy Joel. But first, some fun facts about Billy Joel. Now, he was born and raised in the Bronx, but his dad was actually born in Germany. I don't know how many people know that. His mom was born in England. His dad was actually a classical pianist, and that's where Billy Joel sort of got his start with piano playing. Reluctantly, I understand. But he learned to love the piano. The one thing that he didn't learn to love was school. Now, Billy Joel apparently was not very good at school. When he came around to going to college, he actually didn't have enough credits. And he's quoted as saying, I love this quote, it's very typical Billy Joel. He said, to hell with it. If I can't go to Columbia University, I'm going to go to Columbia Records. Yeah, and that's exactly what he did. And since then, he's sold over 150 million albums worldwide. He's got 9 Grammys to his name. The man just wrote hit after hit after hit after hit. And tonight we're going to sing some of those songs together. Is that all right? All right, Bruce, let's go with this one. So Billy Joel for you now. I'm hoping that you'll know some of these words. And you'll sing with me. Listen, boy, I don't want to see you let a good thing slip away. You know I don't like watching anybody make the same mistakes I made. She's a real nice girl, she's always there for you. But a nice girl wouldn't tell you what you should do. Oh, listen, boy, I'm sure that you think you got it all under control. You don't want somebody telling you that you're stealing someone's soul. You're a big boy now, you have to let her know. Well, that's just the kind of thing she ought to know. Tell her about it, tell her everything you feel. Give her every reason to accept that you're real. Tell her about it, tell her all your plans and dreams. Let her know you need her, let her know how much you need. Now and then she'll get to worry you, just because you haven't spoken for so long. Though you may not have done anything, will that be a consolation when she's gone? Oh, listen, boy, it's good information from a man who made mistakes. Just a word or two that she gets from you to be the difference that it makes. She's a trusting soul, she put her trust in you. But a girl like that will tell you what you should do. Tell her about it, tell her everything you feel. Give her every reason to accept that you're free. Tell her about it, tell her all your plans and dreams. Let her know you need her, let her know how much you need. She'll kill with a smile, she can wound with her eyes. She'll ruin your faith with her casual lies. And she'll only reveal what she wants you to see. She hides like a child, but she's always a woman to me. She'll lead you to love, she can take you or leave you. She'll ask for the truth, but she'll never believe it. She'll take what you give her, as long as it's free. She steals like a thief, but she's always a woman to me. Oh, she takes care of herself. She can wait if she wants. She's ahead of her time. Oh, and she never gives up, and she never never gives in. She just changes her mind. She'll promise you more than the Garden of Eden. She'll carelessly cut you and laugh when you're bleeding. But you'll bring out the best and the worst you can be. Blame it all on yourself, but she's always a woman to me. Thank you. Alright, you know this one, I know you know this one. What's the matter with the clothes I'm wearing? It's damn advertised a while. Maybe I should buy some old town cars. Where have you been hiding out lately, honey? You can't dress trash until you spend a lot of money. Everybody's talking about the new sound funny, but it's still rock and roll to me. What's the matter with the car I'm driving? Maybe I should buy some white wall tires. Nowadays you can't be too sentimental. That's the truth, baby, blue continental. Hot fun, cool fun, even if it's old junk, still rock and roll to me. Alright, now's a big sing-along moment. I'm gonna try for an uptown girl. She's been living in a white bread world as long as anyone with hot blood can. And now she's looking for a downtown man. That's what I am. When she knows what she wants from her tie, and when she wakes up and makes up her mind, I'm not so tough just because I'm in love with an uptown girl. You know I've seen her in her uptown world. She's getting tired of her high-class toys and all the presents from her uptown boys. She's got a choice. Sound funny, but it's still been a jolt to me. Right. Apparently I'm going this way now. My goodness. The water's over here though. Thank you very much. Yeah, wow, rock and roll. I'm happy to say that I've been with Celebrity Cruises for 10 years now. September was actually my 10th year anniversary with Celebrity, and I feel very, very blessed to be a part of this, not only this company, but the industry, the cruise ship industry. Where else can you see as many places in the world as I have and get paid to do what I absolutely love to do more than anything else in the world? So I feel very, very blessed. Now that's not to say that there's not some drawbacks. For instance, this always gets me around this time of year, November, coming up to Christmas time. We spend a lot of time away from home. I've in fact spent more Christmases away from home than I have at home. Now, I remember a conversation that I had with my dad 2-3 years ago, and he had said that the night before, the family had come over, they'd had drinks, they'd watched a movie, and it was just coming up on Christmas, and they were all lovey-dovey and everything, and you know, all I could say was, I wish I could have been there. Could have been there. My dad said that the movie that they watched, during the credits, the rolling credits at the end, there was a song that he really thought that I could sing really well, and would I learn it for him? Well, sometimes it gets really, really busy at Christmas time. We're on a ship, you've got a lot of extra shows that you're doing and that sort of thing, and I actually forgot. So an entire year went by, and my dad is like an elephant, he never forgets. the same sort of scenario happened. I was talking to him on a phone about a week before Christmas, and he said, so remember last year when I mentioned that song that I thought you'd sing really well? Did you learn it? Oh man, I felt so awful. No, actually, Dad, I didn't. I hung up the phone. I thought, all right, I have to do this. My dad never asks for anything like that. So I got the charts put together, and I sang it that year in the Christmas show, and I had it recorded. I uploaded it to the internet, the wonderful internet that we have, and in the morning on Christmas Day, I called him and said, check it out. And he got to watch that song that he asked me to learn. And he said, to this day, he says it's the best Christmas present that he's ever got. Yeah, so one of those things, you're away from Christmas so much, the movie that they were watching that night is a movie called The Polar Express. Have you heard it? Polar Express. And during the credits, the rolling credits, Josh Groban actually sings a song called Believe. So for you this evening, and of course, as always for my dad, here's Believe for you. Children sleeping, snow is softly falling, dreams are calling, like bells in the distance. We were dreamers not so long ago. One by one we all had to grow up. When it seems magic slips away, we find ourselves again on Christmas Day. Leaving what your heart is saying, hear the melody that's playing. There's no time to waste, there's so much to celebrate. Believe in what you feel inside, and give your dreams the wings to fly. You have everything you need if you just believe. Trains go quickly to their journey's end. Destinations are where we begin again. Ships go sailing far across the sea. Trust in starlight to get where they need to be. When it seems that we have lost our way, we find ourselves again on Christmas Day. Even what your heart is saying, hear the melody that's playing. There's no time to waste, there's so much to celebrate. Believe in what you feel inside, and give your dreams the wings to fly. You have everything you need if you just believe. If you just believe. If you just believe. Just from my pops. My goodness, don't ever stand in front of them or behind a mic stand when you're rocking like that, you'll end up on your butt. So by round of applause, may I ask how many people are going to a Broadway musical tomorrow? Or the next day? I think I'm going to go to one the second day, a matinee, but I haven't sussed it out yet, but I'm hoping that's going to happen. But I thought as we were going down to the sort of the mecca of musical theater, being Broadway and the West End, but in this particular case Broadway, that I might do a couple musical theater tunes for you. Is that a good idea? Yes? All right, fantastic. I actually went to Sheridan College, just outside of Toronto, and I know Rochelle's sitting right over there. Rochelle went to the same school that I went to. Yeah, alumni. We went to the musical theater performance program at Sheridan College. Now, at the end of the third year you've gone, there's a 3-year program. They pick one person to sing during the graduating ceremonies for the entire college. And the year that I graduated, I was very honored to have been picked to sing for that. So for 3 days running, because there's actually a number of colleges in the college, I sang for 3 days running. I sang this next song 9 times. So I was very tired by the end of it, but it's a song from a show called Jekyll and Hyde. Have you heard it? Yeah. This particular song, just to sort of set it up a little, it's sort of an inspirational song. The song begins when Dr. Jekyll is just about to inject himself with a serum that he believes is going to make him overwhelming success as a scientist. It's like his biggest invention ever. But he didn't really think about what was going to happen afterwards. But this is the moment. This is the moment. This is the day. This is the moment when I know I'm on my way. Every endeavor I have made ever is coming into play, is here and now today. This is the moment. This is the time when the momentum and the moment are in rhyme. Give me this moment, this precious chance. I'll gather up my past and make some sense at last. This is the moment when all I've done, all of the dreaming, scheming and screaming becomes one. This is the day, see it sparkle and shine, when all I've lived for becomes mine. For all these years I faced the world alone, and now the time has come to prove to them I made it on my own. This is the moment, my final test. Destiny beckoned, I never rank in second best. I won't look down, I must not fall. This is the moment, the sweetest moment of them all. This is the moment, tell all the odds, 'cause they'll never, simple never win the gods. When I look back, I always recall, oh, this the moment, was the moment, the greatest moment of them Well, thank you very much. So, I've been with Celebrity for 10 years, but I'm not new to the stage. In fact, I've been acting on a stage or in a musical or a straight play or something like that for many, many years now. In fact, the very first musical I was ever in was a musical called The Jungle Book. So you know it. I played Mowgli, the man-child, when I was just 9 years old. Well, here, let me try something. Let's have a little bit of fun together, shall we? I'll start and you finish. Here we go. Look for the bare necessities, the simple bare necessities. Forget about your worries and your strife. I mean the bare necessities, oh Mother Nature's recipes that bring the bare necessities to life. Big round of applause for yourselves. Thank you very much. So yeah, 9 years old, I played Mowgli in The Jungle Book, and it's crazy to think that just 15 years later, here I would be standing on the stage singing. No, nobody ever believes me about that. My dad was an avid photographer, and he took some pictures at that show that I asked him to burn a long time ago. But now I'm glad that he didn't, because I gave them to Spencer. Spencer, would you put those up for a second? Yeah, that's baby Dave. Great legs, I gotta say though. Could put like a stork. I was actually gonna wear that costume tonight, but unfortunately it doesn't cover near as much as it used to. So that was the very first musical that I was ever in, but it wasn't until I went to my first live musical that I got hooked on musical theater. I remember it so well. The massive sets, the costumes, the singing, the dancing, it was just a truly remarkable experience. The show that I went to, you'll know it obviously, it starred this guy, the story about this guy. And the thing about this guy is that he had this great big, amazing coat. You know the show? Yeah, it's called Joseph. Yeah, that was the very first show that I actually ever went to live, and it just blew me away. So, that being said, I would like to do a song from Joseph, but what I need is a little bit of help. So, are my birds out there? Yeah? All right, you know this one. You know this one. Any Dream will do. Let's sing together, shall we? Excellent. All right, Brucey. Let's walk to that side and then this side. Any Dream will do. With your help. I closed my eyes, drew back the curtain to see for certain what I thought I knew. Far, far away, someone was weeping, but the world was sleeping. Any dream will do. You guys are awesome. I wore my coat with golden lining, bright colors shining, wonderful and new. And in the east, the dawn was breaking, and the world was waking. Any dream will do. Crash of drums, flash of light, my golden coat flew out of sight. The colors faded into darkness, I was left alone. May I return to the beginning. The light is dimming, and the dream is too. The world and I, we are still waiting, still hesitating. Any dream will do. Ladies and gentlemen, the lovely Mia. Adam and Lisa. Crash of drums, a flash of light, my golden coat flew out of sight. The colors faded into darkness, I was left alone. May I return to the beginning. The night is dimming, and the dream is too. The world and I, we are still waiting, still hesitating. Any dream will do. have always been there. He is young, he's afraid, let him rest, blessed. Bring him home, bring him home, bring him home. He's like the sun I might have known. If God had granted me a son, the summers die, one by one, how soon they fly, on and on, and I am old, and will be gone. Bring him peace, bring him joy. He is young, he is only a boy. You can take, you can give, let him be, let him live. If I die, let me die, let him live. Bring him home, bring him home, bring him
Thank you very much. I'm very sad to say that I only have one more song selection for you this evening. I'm sorry, but you guys have been amazing. Thank you very much. And I would really like to thank this amazing group of musicians behind me right here. Under the direction of Bruce. Thank you very much, guys. This is actually the last time that I'll be on the stage for quite a few months now, so it's kind of a meaningful thing for me. So I'd also like to thank Adrian on the sound. Thanks, buddy, for stepping in there. But Spencer and I think Luke, you're up there tonight. Thank you very much. And of course, Katie and Hillary backstage, doing a wonderful job. And Crystal, you're awesome. Thank you very much. So for my very last selection, preface it by saying that there is a style of music that I think most singers at some point in times in their career, they sort of aspire to. And that is the genre of opera. Now, some people do it very, very well, and other people don't do it very well. But tonight, for you, for my very last song, I'm just going to do my level best and finish this evening's program with Nessun Dorma.
Nessun dorma, nessun dorma. Toporio principessa, nella tua fredda stanza, guardi le stelle che tramano l'amore e di speranza. Ma il mio mistero è chiuso in me, il nome mio nessun soprano, no, sulla tua bocca lo dirò quando la luce ed il mio braccio scioglierò in silenzio che ti fa mia. Stelle all'alba vincerò, vincerò, vincerò.
Ladies and gentlemen, David Nevin! Come on, everybody, what a performance from this young man once again. David Nevin, everybody! Come on! David Nevin, everyone, please! Come on! He's such a sweetheart, you know that, huh? He really, leave him alone, you bully, right? No, actually he's done enough, and it's not easy to work in these conditions, trust me, I've done it not so long ago. But I can tell you, ladies and gentlemen, David, he really is a sweetheart, honestly, and a great guy to have around. And the choir, by the way, sound amazing, if there's any of you out there. Up to now, there's 100 plus in the choir, so we'll have to find somewhere to put you. Can't put you outside at the minute, can I? It's too cold, but don't mind. But no, seriously, so we'll find a nice position for the choir and you'll see the work that he's done. But thank you very much. I know tonight is a little bit iffy because of the ship rocking like it has, and it is quite severe at points. So thank you to all of you, because that's most important, that you've actually been here. Mind you, probably safer sitting down, aren't you? And here I am standing here in flipping 4-inch heels. What the hell am I doing? What a way to make a living, I don't know. I shouldn't have sat on the fence when the paint was wet. But I can't... You almost me when I'm going. May I say, however, ladies and gentlemen, seriously now, just a couple of points. First of all, the unserious bit is that we've now got the Battle of the Living Room Games, which is kind of a mixture between the Battle of the Sexes. Now, Martin is in there with bated breath. Now, don't let me down. You've only got to walk up the steps and get into the Celebrity Central and have some fun with him, but it is adults only. But also, on top of that, remember, tomorrow, New York, New York, here we come. Not far away now, But I can tell you, if you've never been, it's the most awesome city. It really, really is one of my favourites for sure. Actually, London, Paris and New York. It sounds like a fashion statement, well for me it might be. But I can tell you those three cities are like nowhere else on earth. So you go out tomorrow and have a blooming good time to yourselves, because you deserve it, each and every one of you. And just remember, we arrive around about 9 o'clock in the morning. The captain will make an announcement, because I don't know whether you heard him this morning, but you know, the pilot will make the decisions on how fast we go up the Hudson River, okay, because of the traffic that's around there and obviously sea conditions. They will decide completely on the speed that we go. So that's why the captain said this morning, just about half an hour before we actually see or get that skyline, he will let you know, okay? So please bear with him in the morning. But for me, I think if you were out there sort of about 7:45, 8 o'clock in the morning, get out in those open decks, get your cameras out and get ready for that New York skyline, because it really is quite something. And also the Statue of Liberty, of course, I know you all want to see. But now, don't forget, we have an immigration to go through. It's huge, you can imagine, okay. But I would like to point one thing out to you. This is now out of the ship's hands when we get there. When we drop those gangways and Homeland Securities get involved, we are at their mercy, okay? Please understand this. This is very, very important. So we're asking for your patience and for your understanding. It's not the ship, we have to do what they tell us to do. Now we have a fair heads up, and you've had your letter in your stateroom. Please read it and then read it again and make sure that you've got everything you need. Now when you pick up your tickets, whatever time, if you, by the way, if you're not in too much of a rush tomorrow to get off the ship and you want the crowds to go, you will hear an announcement that says no more tickets needed, you may proceed.